The excess flow valve is a safety device in LPG systems. It protects against the uncontrolled escape of LPG in the event of damage to the hose line or in the case of a tearing off or loosening the hose. Unfortunately, such gas hoses are still in use from time to time. Aside from the fact that it's prohibited to use such a hose, well, whoever has an excess flow valve in the system is playing it safe. What types of excess flow valves are there? Basically, there are two types of excess flow valves, integrated in a pressure regulator, and far more commonly as a separate component following the pressure regulator. As we have previously observed, they are distinguished between automatically and manually operated. Where is the excess flow valve mounted? If it's integrated in the pressure regulator, the question's moot. As a standalone component, the excess flow valve is typically mounted directly downstream of the pressure regulator. In caravans, motor caravans, and other specific applications, the excess flow valve might be located directly on the gas cylinder, or more precisely on the gas cylinder valve. In this video, however, the standard case will be explained. That means mainly in an LPG system to operate a gas grill, a patio heater, a radiant heater, or a handheld torch set. In these cases, the excess flow valve is placed between the regulator and the hose. How do automatic and manual excess flow valves differ? The difference is in the release process for the gas flow. As the name already suggests, the automatic excess flow valve automatically releases the gas flow after opening the gas cylinder valve. The operator must manually open the excess flow valve. Once he has opened the gas cylinder, he must press the button to open the gas flow. Only then does LPG flow through the hose and reach the appliance. How does the excess flow valve work? Even though there are different types of excess flow valves, the principle of operation is always the same. After the operator has ensured the gas flow through the safety valve, it monitors the nominal flow rate. For standard models, this is at 1.5 kilograms of LPG per hour. If damage occurs, the hose line tears off or is loosened, the excess flow valve detects it. There is a sudden drop in pressure occurs, which activates a closing cone that then stops the gas flow. To effectively show the purpose of an excess flow valve, we've set up a system as a practical example. A normal pressure regulator is on the gas cylinder, with a double branch valve at its outlet. On the left branch, we've put in place a manual excess flow valve, but there is absolutely none installed on the right side. The mounted hoses are exactly the same, and at the end, there's either a gas cooktop or a lab burner connected. We turn on the gas cylinder valve and additionally open the excess flow valve on the left branch. Both of the gas appliances now have LPG and we're planning to light them up. In order to vividly demonstrate damage such as a leak or a hose rupture, we carefully proceed to cut the hose line of the left-hand branch. You see that the gas cooktop goes out and there is a brief bubbling in the water bath, so a small harmless amount of gas escapes until the excess flow valve detects the leak and shuts off the gas flow. On the right branch, without the excess flow valve, we perform the same procedure. We cut the hose line and the lab burner goes out. However, in the water bath, it continues to bubble cheerfully and LPG escapes. Is the excess flow device required? In Germany, it is needed for private LPG systems, such as obligatory for instances like gas grills or heaters if the hose line exceeds 150 centimeters in length. For commercial use, the limit is 40 centimeters. However, even though the excess flow valve is mandatory only from those lengths, it can still be useful for shorter hoses. Especially if you don't have the hose line in view, for example, when the gas cylinder is in the cabinet under the gas grill. The same applies if the hose line is permanently outdoors. That means not protected from environmental influences, for example, if your grill or patio heater stays outside all year round. Cold weather, sunlight, extreme temperatures and animal bites could sooner or later lead to more significant leakage. The excess flow valve then prevents more serious consequences. If you don't want to miss tips and safety advice about operating LPG systems, then subscribe to our YouTube channel.